Man, the Soulful Experience Riverboat cruise owes us nothing. Y'all come with us as we explore Black history and culture in the Netherlands and Belgium through our AmaWaterways Soulful Experience Riverboat cruise. Soulful Experience Riverboat cruises are cruises you can take to explore Black culture and history in places like Colombia, Vietnam, Germany, France, and it was created by Jasmine Doubt, so you see right there. Before we dive into what we did and what we saw, I got to show y'all where we stayed. So this is our stateroom on the boat. First of all, wife and I loved how spacious it was. Nice queen size bed. You even see the two chairs in the corner just showing how much space we had to just relax and chill. Big Mac computer that had tons of TVs and movies on it for those nights where, we just wanted to come back to the room and lay down and relax. And then, of course, our favorite spot was the balcony. We hung out on the balcony a lot as we sailed through different cities, watching the water, watching the different cities, people watching. It was a real total vibe. Really loved the balcony. Okay, back in the room. Massive closet that y'all just saw there. Again, man, we really had a lot of space in here to walk around, which is one of the things we really appreciated because we've been on other cruises and the rooms were incredibly small. Even a bathroom, a his and hers. My wife had a sink. I had a sink. The shower was big enough for two people to fit in. Very clean. Plenty of amenities. Again, really great experience with the stateroom and our bathroom. It just felt comfortable, man. Like we were excited to come back to our room at the end of a great day and just relax, watch a movie or something like that. So this is our room where we stayed for our full week on the AmaWaterways Riverboat. Now I got to show y'all the lobby area. Everything took place in the lobby, yo. Karaoke night, dancing night, arts and crafts night. Let's just kick it and hang out night, if you will. The lobby was dope. This is where we all just hung out and connected with each other. And then the dining room, yo. This is where the Juneteenth dinner took place. Every night we were in the dining room for dinner, sometimes even lunch, and just connecting with different people, sitting at tables with people you haven't met with yet or talked with yet. We definitely had a lot of fun in the dining room area. And also the food was exceptional every night. This was the sun deck. So, of course, we did the cruise in Europe during the winter. So it snowed a bit, as you can see. But I would imagine that if you did an AmaWaterways Soulful Experience during any other time of the season, the sun deck is the place to be, yo. The pool was massive, and it's a warm pool. You see, they got this massive chess game up there, a lot of seats, shelter. The sun deck was a vibe. They also had a workout area that you can access anytime. That was really cool. This was the captain's dinner table. So at certain dinners, we would come here and hang out with the captain. Y'all are going to love this next part. One of the things I really loved about the Soulful Experience was they really helped us learn Black history and culture in these countries. And in this case, we're in Amsterdam right now, where we did the Black Heritage Tour in Amsterdam. This tour was founded in 2013, and it does a great job of highlighting the city's Black history past, African diaspora links, and the colonial past. And the tour focuses on Amsterdam's hidden history, right? Including early Black presence in the city dating back to the 16th century, the transatlantic slave trade, the role of merchants connected to the West Indian Company and Dutch colonial wealth. The next town we hit was called Zierikzee. Now, if you're from the Netherlands and I butchered the name, please let me know if I butchered this name. But Zierikzee is actually one of the oldest towns in the Netherlands, man. It dates back to the 12th century. And the reason I'm including this is because my wife and I found this dope record shop in Zierikzee that we just had to check out. Yo, we love checking out record shops when we travel. We also love buying different graphic tees when we travel. And this record shop had it all, yo. Marvin Gaye, Beyoncé, Michael Jackson, all the type of music, man, that we love and that you don't expect to see our music in these places. Like in this small town called Zierikzee, this old Netherlands town. I didn't expect to see Black music just everywhere here. But the record shop was really cool. You see all of the graphic tees that we were able to just look through, and we bought a whole ton of t-shirts, show. Loved every single last one of them, from OutKast to Run DMC to Aaliyah. We did not expect to see Black culture in this way. OutKast shirt, we definitely copped that one. We didn't expect to see these things in this small town in Zierikzee. And then the owners and two of their friends asked us to sit down for tea and cookies. And they wanted to talk about Trump. They wanted to talk about like what is going on with American politics right now. They were so concerned about our safety as Black people living in the U.S. They were concerned about their own country's relationship with the U.S. because of the Trump administration. So it was this really great experience at this record shop, man, that I just had to make sure y'all were aware of. Like if y'all ever go to the Netherlands and y'all ever happen to visit Southwest Netherlands, make sure y'all stop by this record shop. The people were dope. They really treated us nice. I can't say enough about the experience, man. We definitely had a great time in Zierikzee, yo. Now, once we got back to the boat that night, it was time for the Juneteenth dinner. When I learned that there was going to be a Juneteenth dinner, I was hyped. And not only did we have a Juneteenth dinner, but it was prepared by this guy, Chef Alexander Smalls, a James Beard Award-winning restaurateur and author. He curated the entire Juneteenth dinner. Okay, the dinner included okra, corn, and tomato soup, which y'all see right there on your screen. I didn't have this one, my wife did, but we also had barbecue okra, shrimp skewers, and grits. Now, this I did have, and I've never been much of a crab cake person, but this she crab cake with okra fries and Creole mayonnaise was popping, yo. Again, I'm not a huge crab cake person, but this definitely hit. We also had roasted lamb chops. I'm talking about brown sugar glazed honey, red skin potatoes, and barbecue dipping, yo. Like, this is my first Juneteenth dinner, and I can tell y'all whole confidently that it was the best thing, yo. That lamb chop was to freaking die for. It was cooked well. I like a little pink in there every now and then, but this is a really cool take on a Juneteenth dinner prepared by this guy, Chef Alexander Smalls. Really dope guy. The next day, we arrived in Belgium. And the city that we first hit was called Ghent, Belgium. I had never heard of it, but we did an entire bike ride through Ghent, and it was beautiful. So I'm going to just let y'all vibe out to the views and to the music of us doing this bike ride throughout Ghent, Belgium. Check it out. All right, y'all. Now, this next part gets kind of heavy. I've been to a lot of museums across the world: the Red Terror Museum in Ethiopia and the American War Museum in Vietnam. Both of them were incredibly heavy. Now I'm visiting the African Museum in Terrebonne, Belgium. And man, right now you can literally see depictions of African slaves who were brought to Europe by King Leopold to basically be in his human zoo. And so when we first walked into the gate of the museum, that is immediately what you're hit with. Now, the idea for this museum dates all the way back to the 1800s. This museum was built in 1897, and it was built as a propaganda tool by King Leopold to show off his colonial exploits. If you're unfamiliar with King Leopold, he's the dude that is responsible for the death of millions of Congolese people, all in an attempt to steal their natural resources: gold, copper, you name it. King Leopold is literally responsible for the destruction of that entire country. And one of the things that he did was that he would bring people back to be in his human zoo. Most of the exhibits that you'll see throughout the museum do depict the brutal colonial history that King Leopold and his henchmen laid upon the people of the Congo. But then you also see some of the decolonization efforts of Congolese people today: the artists, the creatives, the activists. You see a lot of that representation in the museum as well. It does get heavy. You do see a lot of beautiful art, right, that depicts Congolese culture and history, but you are also face to face with some of the brutal, violent tactics of King Leopold and his henchmen and their efforts to basically rob the people of Congo and the country of Congo for all of their natural resources. One thing I'll say is the Soulful Experience did a really great job of exposing us to Black and African history across the Netherlands and Belgium, the good and the bad, right? History can often be very heavy and sad. But even when they showed us the bad, they always backed it up or had a fun activity right after that to sort of bring some lightness to the day. And so after we left the museum in Belgium, after we left the African Museum, we then went to Brussels and we went to this Christmas market where there was also a Ukrainian village. And we just walked around Brussels, explored the city, one of the most beautiful cities I've ever seen in my life. And the Ukrainian village, we just ate a ton of dope, delicious food. So I really enjoyed the fact that not only did I get the chance to learn about Black and African history in Belgium, but then they also had fun activities right afterwards that we can just sort of decompress to. And man, the highlight of that day in Brussels was seeing the George Floyd mural. Man, it really just encapsulated how impactful Black culture and Black stories and Black people are around the world to see this beautiful mural. And so that brings me to the end of this video of me showing you all what my soulful experience, my riverboat soulful experience looked like across the Netherlands and Belgium. Again, it was just me exploring Black culture and history through this travel experience. Man, I highly recommend it. It changed my life forever.